Salik, hello there. Redeeming first. How are you doing? You won't be mean this time. Were you mean last time? I hope you're doing well, though. It's good to see you once more. I'm fine. I'm doing well. I'm doing well. It'll be a shorter stream today, but I'm doing well. And I'm glad you're doing fine. It's better than bad, right? Back in the solar world, though, today. For a little while. How's my projects? Oh, it's going well. I enjoy them all still. Well, I wouldn't say that. There's a few projects that haven't been worked on in far too long, but that's because I focus on other projects, not because I don't want to go back to them. The main ones are going well. Alex, hello. How are you? You're so back? It's good to have you back. And D. Clark, what is this? I'm right there with you. You're resubbing again? I swear we just had a resub from you. And a 17-month resub with a 17-month streak. It's going too fast. Slow down. Time goes too fast around here. How are you doing, D. Clark? It's great seeing you. It goes quick. It does. That month went quick, huh? I'm lurking making dinner for a little bit, then I'll be back soon. Sounds good there, Alex. Have a good dinner. Also, ooh, here we go. No, I expected. What is this? Pop. Okay, at least there was a message. Thanks for the 100 bits, D. Clark. You're too kind. Building a rocket in science class? Ooh. Like a proper big one that goes to the moon? No, I'm joking. How's it work? I gotta know. What kind of what kind of science class are you in? Are you making one that like will go like 30 feet up in the air, or are you gonna make like a soda can one or something? You said to pop in, so I did. Okay, fair enough. No explosions allowed. Dang it. Deadeye, hello. How are you doing today? And D. Clark, I hope you're doing well. A shorter stream for those that missed it. Shorter stream today. It's Tuesday, and it's been these weeks. I'm telling you, they've just been busy. I think that's just life at the moment, especially with like trying to plan as holidays slowly uh, are coming around the corner. Halloween, in fact, coming up. That's fun, I guess. Wow, Deadeye, your brethren, they're heading out. Go get them. My partner and I found a rocket goes 30 meters high. Ooh, there you go. I can't actually see what 30 meters would be in my mind. I'm just in a. It's like that's a lot, right? You doing well, thanks. I hope you are also. I'm doing well. 100 feet. I knew it was around 3 feet in a meter, or at least I thought so. Was it like 3 feet a yard? Goodness, I don't know this stuff off the top of my head. This is why we should just use the metric system. That stuff is simple. I was right. You're right. Yeah, 100 feet probably. I was right with the little over 3 feet is what I was thinking. Now I got it. Now I gotta check myself. How many feet in a yard? Let's see if I actually knew this. Oh, look at me. I do know this stuff. I was guessing, but my guess was on the dot. Raptor Fun, hello. How are you doing? It's good to see you once more as well. Man, we got all sorts of people popping on in. How's everyone's Tuesday going? Is it going all right? Anything crazy happened this week already? You doing good? That's good to hear. I'm glad. I'm doing well myself. It's D&D night? Exciting. How far are you in a campaign? I've never actually finished one, but still fun. I've also only ever done one. There's so much to keep track of. Can't sleep? Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. It's the worst. I don't think I got enough good sleep last night. Never played D&D before. You know, it's fun with the right people, I think. I mean, you gotta, like, if you find, like, a few people that you're, like, friends with that don't want to do it, it's gonna be fun. And I think the best thing, like, I've only ever done it once, so I don't take this to heart. But the one time I have done it here, and we did a few times, we had met up and done it, never finished. Uh, it's just, don't really get held, like, don't get held back on, like, needing to look something up. Take your time when you're learning. Oh, thank you for the lurk, Wally. It's good seeing you as always. I remember you. It's our fourth session. It's been fun. We fell down a hole. See? It's been a blast. I do gotta say, I mean, there's so much that goes into that D&D stuff, and I know eventually I could probably figure out a majority of it, but I'm happy with just playing Baldur's Gate for now. It's not common here. Like really, really, really rare to see it here. Here you think? Oh, that's fair. It's almost surprising that I haven't done more with like the entire aspect of it. Because I like everything that it involves. Strategy, planning with leveling up things. I think my sad part of it all is the ending of a campaign. I don't like that. Which I guess you don't have to. I don't know D&D that much, but anyway. I'm playing a Trickery Cleric. I'm basically a cleric who thinks he's a rogue. Oh, I love it. How am I? I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Anyway, um, far too much talking. It's been 10 minutes. We haven't done anything. It's already a short stream. I think we might just play Stone. It's like I want to play Stone, but same time, I've hit this point with the stone placing, and I have hit it a few times where I'm unsure of myself and the direction things are going. I've hit it a few times. I hit it right before we had done the peaks, when I still had no idea how I was going to even start doing any of the peaks. We eventually got through it. It took a 5-hour Discord stream or so to figure out what I had wanted, and months of thinking about it. Eventually got there. My worry at the moment, it's crossed my mind a few times now, is height. I have less than 100 blocks to go and a large area to cover. And I want it to go so much higher. Anyway, this is some of the things that crossed my mind. I want it to be up there, which maybe it would be. 100 blocks or so. Silly render distance. Breaking everything. Forgetful brain here? Oh, you're alright, you're alright. No worries. But anyway, I guess the only way to get through it is to actually place blocks. I think the thing I've kind of hit at the moment. I have so many things I want to do in the game that it's hard for me to sit down and throw a handful of hours at just placing stone and just only get like a chip away at the mountain compared to other projects where I can throw a few hours at them and get a whole bunch done. Well, you know, we've been chipping away at it for a while. It's the only way it gets done slowly. We have some people that'll I'll have it like every other week or so. I'll have someone pop in after months of being gone, and they're like, "Whoa, you have so much work done." I'm like, "Yeah, I guess I do. I guess I do." Then we got the people that pop on in every stream. They're probably in the same boat. It's like, well, come on, Thad, you can get a little more done. And you're probably right. So, one thing I planned on doing for this section right here is to make it this entire area here, basically, all of it form. It'll transition into the upper layer peak. I think one thing I should do. We're gonna grab the middle here, rough middle of the mountain, and I want to place scaffolding all the way to world height. Maybe that'll help my thought process here. I forget how crazy this room is. It's been a little while since I've walked in here. It probably hasn't been that long since I've walked in here, but it's been a while compared to how many things I've done in the last, like, week or so. I've been busy. And I don't joke when I say I've been busy here. Which is impressive. Because hopefully, I can... I think we've done 3 streams the last few weeks for a little while. That's good. Right around here, I've always kind of based the middle right off of this edge. It's always felt like the middle. It's where I always will stand to try and get the best view of everything. So we'll just throw it here. Anyway, Anyone doing anything in Minecraft? Are you guys still on your on a long break? Majority of you, I bet. I always find that interesting. Which I do the same. But so many people will just watch endless amounts of hours of a game and they'll never end up playing. Or they'll play once or twice and don't really get into it. Clock o'clock, hello, welcome on in. What are we doing? We'll be working on the mountain here in a minute. I don't understand how people can build things this big and not get burnt out. Well, we're over 3.5 years into this project at the moment, Raptor. And, you know, you think I'd have more done. We take breaks. Not usually long breaks. It's more of, we'll have moments where I get an absolute absurd amount of stuff done on it at once. And then we have a bit of a break. Mafia craft. Wow, I only need 3. That's funny. It's fine. We're gonna leave this here for a while. Server I'm on restarted yesterday. Oh, there you go. That sounds like a easy way to spend a good amount of hours over the next week or so. Starting a new world, Ollie. I don't know what it is. But anytime some sort of server or someone starts a new world, they'll throw so many hours into the early game grind. I do the same. Well, to be fair, I just play a lot in general. Something about it. Anytime. That's why servers restart, or reset themselves. Just to repopulate the player base. I don't know. It's interesting. Building at your own pace? Oh, absolutely. I absolutely am building at my own pace. See, we only have that much room. It's not how much I want. Look cool once we get to that point. I'm on a bit of a mission checking out houses in more northern Pennsylvania. Ooh. You thinking about getting a new house there? Is it gonna be a house that I first assumed you were in? It's like a house in the, not completely in the middle of nowhere, but like you don't really see anyone else. You don't really have any neighbors near you. It's nice and away from everything and it's peaceful. For some odd reason, that's what I assumed you had at the moment, T. Clark. You had like this nice yard and there were birds, all sorts coming on in. What do you intend to do when you reach the height limit? That's the height limit. That's what I'm thinking about right now. In fact, clock o'clock. I know I'm gonna reach the height limit. Obviously, I mean, look at how much we have. So at this point in time, one thing we're gonna start doing is having a little bit of a transition. The middle, I don't know if it'll end up being the middle. It'll be technically the middle, but it won't be the highest point. I don't know. I don't know yet. I don't have an exact plan here. I think what is going to happen, we're looking at a big map here. think what might happen, I mean, even then, it's like, this is like, pretty close. It's so hard to tell. We got to work on this entire back half of the mountain. It's not, it's a third of what the front is. Yeah, we could easily change the build height limit. And we might. Because what's the big deal, truthfully? But, I don't think I'm gonna be able to really tell until I start the back half. We've done the entire front half and more. So, like, I gotta do this entire strip. Which is months of work before I even know what it could look like. So, you know where we start? We start right on over there and wrap our way around. One block at a time. I gotta reset my chunks. How do I do that? Is it like F3T? Ah, there we go. Ignore the back. We are not gonna do what Korean does. Hello, Magic. How are you doing? Taking a study break for 5 minutes. Got an exam in 2 hours. Oh, perfect. I love it. This is a perfect place to take a quick study break. How are you? How's everything? Things are going well. Things are going well. How are you? Well, my house now is only 5 minutes from downtown. I have plenty of neighbors. What I'm looking at is along the Mock Chunk Ridge in Pennsylvania. Don't give. I don't know where that is, but it seems so detailed, D. Clark. I'm sure you're plenty. I haven't moved. No, no, no. We've been me and Hannah. We've got to be. We're still under a year at the place that we're at, but it'll be coming up on a year in April. April next year. Yeah, that sounds right. A lot of areas there. Okay, I trust you. I figured. So the exam is about. Exam is on biology. Ah, exciting. Never liked science. At least it's not physics. That's that's a good outcome to look at it by. What's got you looking around for new areas though, D. Clark? Restless in the place you're at, or it's just it's at that point. You've been planning it out, and you're like, you're at the right point. Yeah, no, I haven't. We haven't. I haven't moved. I've been here for a while. Regret taking physics. It was easier last year, and now I have no idea how I passed the first test this year. Don't say you regret it. Unless the teacher's just bad. A what? I think I've made a mistake taking the hardest international test. Yeah, that doesn't sound fun at all. I'm sure you'll do good on the exam. I wouldn't worry. I have no idea what I'm doing at the moment. I have no big picture for this area. Alright, I got one. I never actually looked at the area I started placing blacks on. I'm so worried. Ah, you're already studying. You'll do fine. I said 2 hours, though? It's a little late for studying. Hope you've done studying before that as well. Game day studying. I don't know about that, unless you started well before it. Been up since 4? Well, that one just doesn't surprise me. Don't worry. I've been studying for weeks. This is revision. Oh, look at you. You've probably done better than 90% of students nowadays. It's so stressful? Well, of course. That just means it matters to you. Which is why you put so much time into it. It's okay to be worried about something you care about. Well, the exam is in 2 hours. It's at 8. Here. Have a lovely cookie. Take a breather. You'll do fine. Never did enjoy how much stress tests put on people. Still don't. It's no fun. Perfect heart diagram? That's impressive. So confusing. At least say hello before you come in with such messages. Time zones are annoying. I've learned so many time zones. I know so many of your guys that I don't even know how I keep track of it all. It's all in my head. I know Magic's 13 hours ahead. D Clark's an hour. I don't know your time zone from what I know. Clock o'clock. It's hard to remember some people that are newer. My biggest flex is being able to draw a perfect kidney and a nephron diagram. Not even sure what that is. That's probably not important. Although, sometimes I'm only 12 hours ahead of Magic. I don't know which time shift it happens in, but sometimes I'm only 12 hours. It's 11 p.m. I'm in the UK. I feel like I knew that. And I know the UK time zone. We have many people from the UK, or at least in that time zone. Exactly know how the European ones go, but usually people, it's always 6 hours ahead for that UK time zone. What time is it for me? I'm in Central Time Zone in America, so it's only 5 p.m. 5:30. Selena, hello. How are you doing? In your lovely mountain time zone, right? We have a few people on the uh, West Coast as well in Pacific time. Yes, you have daylight savings. That's weird. I agree. But you know what? It just happens. Nowadays, most things are automated with the clocks. You used to have to set them all. You still do with some ovens and like microwave stuff. Or if you still have a bedside alarm clock. Nowadays, my computer and my phone, it all updates. It's great. That accent is popping through. Accent? Don't even know what you're on about. I'm laying down in bed because I don't feel very good. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Selena. Found you on TikTok. You were in my hometown a few years ago at the Balloon Fiesta. Oh, it's fun. I know I've been in your hometown as well, Selena, but you were in Kansas at the time. Probably. Yes. The one time I've been down to New Mexico. You tired? Yeah, I'm sure you are tired. I'm isolated. You know, sleep is also important for tests, but I've always said you should get more sleep. You know, we just missed each other multiple times, Thad. It had to have been like 4 or 5 times where like me and Selena were within probably a few miles of each other and we didn't know each other at the time. It's crazy. They like narrowed it down. There's at least one time where we were in the same exact area on the same exact day and we didn't know each other. And maybe a few other times, but yeah, we would never would have known. You were in the band, weren't you? For your college? Went to a football game. It's hot. When my brother was there, we went to a football game. They actually won it. That was the craziest thing. I don't remember when though. I don't remember details. I remember it was hot and the band was there and they actually won it. I don't think we stayed for the entire thing. I'd have to like ask the people I was with to help me remember. Funny anyway that we've had so many things like that. Plan on going again, possibly next year. Ooh, exciting. What year? I don't remember. Because I only visited my brother there. I helped him move in twice, and then I helped him move out once. And then I think I visited him once. So it was like only 3 or 4 times where I was there. Everyone likes, wait, everyone's always like, come to the Midwest, Selena, but nobody's like, come to New Mexico. There's more of us in the Midwest, of course. We got Lana here, somehow. That's really crazy. What do you mean? It's a beautiful time in Minnesota and Wisconsin at the moment with the trees turning. Starting to get to the end of it though, with their leaves falling now. Absolutely beautiful though, in certain areas at least. Don't know if I'll make it over to Wisconsin though before they all fall. We'll see you there, Magic. Best of luck on your exam. I'm sure you'll do great. You've put in the time and effort. You got this. Balloon Fiesta, chili season. Might actually plan a trip to Minnesota once I get my Mayo Clinic appointment. Like you heading to Rochester? Being totally serious, I'm just waiting to schedule with the neurologist. There aren't many trees where I live, not because I'm in a city, but because the wind is very harsh. Ah, that's too bad. I've only been a little bit into northern Minnesota. It was just in Duluth once a while back. I remember it being beautiful. And Wisconsin's just all the hills and trees. I love it. It's a good doctor there. Yeah, Rochester. They got great doctors there. I'm sure they'll be able to help you out. I hope. The Balloon Fiesta, so much fun. My friend sent me a bunch of pics from this year. He was able to go up a couple of times. That sounds crazy. I'm not going in one of those balloon things. I hate heights. Don't have any problems with airplanes, though. The balloon from Brazil, they put a flag where we landed on the moon and it changed colors. That's cool. Could have gone again this year. Wait, what is the balloon thing? Death and Below, hello, welcome on in. How are you doing? Went 4 times this year and I only went once. I went to Balloon Glow and stayed for the fireworks and drone show. Oh, that's cool. Got you into streaming? Oh, well, that's cool. Never would have expected anyone saying I got them into streaming. It's very surprising. You use World Edit? Man? Oh, you used World Edit to make mountains. That's impressive. I'm assuming you use like the sphere. I've messed around with World Edit tools a little bit in terraforming. Didn't like them. I got good shapes out of them. There was a lot of manual fixing that I did also with them. But the entire time when I was doing it, I was like, I know if I did it one block at a time, it would look way better. I did a floating island with it. It wasn't a mountain. I made a floating island essentially with the World Edit tools, and I think I spent like a good few hours touching it up. And maybe, I mean, I know I don't know World Edit tools crazy amount, more than some, less than others, but I had to do so many touch-ups with it. Now I've also learned more, so maybe I could do better. But uh not my favorite. But how'd they come out? I'd love to know. Or the cylinder. The cylinder shape also I have found I've used in the past. But I think I've enjoyed using spheres with World Edit more than anything else. A lot easier to make a texture on it, I bet. I've actually experimented with how the heck I want to texture this mountain with World Edit tools on a creative world. I have a handful of ideas as to how I want to do it, and I think I'm just going to merge almost all of them together. It'll be interesting. Like, I want a general mix of blocks, but I also think it would be nice if I had, like, some areas where it was, like, a vein of something. You're back, Twitch is glitching. Well, welcome back. That was fast. Drone show is pretty cool. The year we went, we got to be part of the crew. We got to be part of the crew, so while to help put one up in there and chase it down. Oh, that's cool. Oh. Look at that. It's exactly what I pictured. Natural talent now working on these sometimes. Clark, did you hear the balloon took down a radio tower Smokey Bear crashed in 2 years ago? It's the same tower. It's crazy. I think we'll just bring that up. Ooh, one thing we don't actually have is like a pathway. Maybe we'll bring it up at like an angle. Does that make sense? I don't think it does if we did it this way. It makes more sense going in. So I guess that's what we'll have to do. Just simply make it go in. That's middle. We got loads of room to work with. I think now that I know what I'm working with, it's gonna help me. We're at like stage like 2 working on the mountain. Probably more like 3. It's like stage 2.1 of planning things out. Demon Kitten, hello. How are you doing? It's good seeing you. I'm still a little baffled. I just got into streaming because of me. That's interesting. Gonna take a nap? Sounds like you need it. You enjoy your nap there, Selena. It's good seeing you as always. And I appreciate the lurk. But yeah, feel better there. Oh, I hope Giz pops on in. She had her thing yesterday, her dentist appointment. Hope that went well. Drink some water. I appreciate it. I haven't hydrated yet. Think of a hydrate there, Demon Kid. Oh, do you know anything, D. Clark? She's at Dan's now, so I'm not sure she'll pop in. You never know. I wouldn't blame her if she didn't. They pulled the tooth? Well, at least it's taken care of. That'll feel weird for a while, I'm sure. I don't even know what tooth it was. Never asked for the actual details. Well, I hope her pain then goes away. That's good to hear that she's at Dan's. That means everything went well so far. Not slept the best recently, honestly. It's stuff I don't want to really talk about. It's okay there, Demon Kitten. I'm sorry you haven't been sleeping well. Man, and you've been having such a good sleep schedule. You always pop on in, you lurk, and then you eventually say goodnight at a decent time. I'm sorry to hear that, though. Hopefully now that it's out, she'll be able to heal up quick. Right? She's been dealing with that for so long. I couldn't. I had a tooth removed once. First dentist was big stupid. The second one was amazing. That's good to hear. Yeah, eventually found one that was good. I still got all my teeth, even for how old apparently I am. Still have them all. Haven't ever had one pulled. Usually do a pretty good job with my teeth. I had a dentist once that was great. She moved and I haven't found another one that I've liked. You know, it just sometimes is that. I can't my hair go more than 24 hours without feeling so gross. I don't know. It's a good question. To be fair, you aren't using your usual conditioner. You're using mine at the moment. Which, if you do get some, I need some more as well. One of my teeth is diagonal, so it looks, I have 3 canines. Oh, that's interesting. I'm so down to blame my work environment. That's fair. You know, we can blame it on that, but you know. It's an easy thing to blame on. Hello, Hannah. I hope you're doing well. Assuming you're about to head out of work. Or already have. My oldest brother has a tooth that is basically horizontal. Ugh. That doesn't sound fun at all. Don't take that away, Thad. It's fine to blame work for 99.9% of all things. I mean, life would be a lot better without it, or at least less of it. Right? Imagine how many more things you could do. I could have built this way faster. I had my wisdom teeth cut out when I... Oh! Fair enough. I have had my wisdom teeth removed. But they weren't even like... I think I'm right there with you, D. Clark, where they weren't even fully like grown. Is that the right terminology? I don't know. You get the point. They weren't full size yet. Apparently they were like little marble things. He didn't let me keep them. I didn't even get to see them. It was terrible. I wanted them. I don't know what they did with them. Fair, I was kind of loopy. It's winter time. I had mine removed. So I had to put on a jacket. I was very determined to put on a jacket on my own. They started helping me. I was like, no! I can zip it up. I put it on myself. I didn't need help. I got it on. From what I remember. That was about the craziest thing. Don't like being dependent. Migrating to a new system and everyone is dreading it. I keep finding bugs and issues that make things worse, and we're supposed to go live November 4th. Haven't you been slowly trying to like do things with that new system? You told me it took like 10 times longer than what your current system to like even do a simple task. That's crazy. That's not a new system. You're just going back in time. I was taking Tylenol and putting for 2 days. Was awake only long enough to take them and pass out again. That surgery hurt. Really? Mine wasn't that bad. I do remember them saying they had to go a little bit deeper, and like it was a little more extensive than they initially thought, and it took a little bit longer, so it would take longer to heal. It did take a while to heal, I do remember that, but I think it was only a day or two. And that was fine. I think it was like one day I was fully out, and I hate being in bed. I have to be extremely sick to stay in bed all day. God, do I hate it. I'm not someone that likes to sit still. I like to do things, like if I'm watching a show, I want to be playing the game. Like I don't enjoy sitting and doing nothing. If I am ever sitting and doing like only watching a show, it's because I really care about that show and I want to take in every last detail and think every last little possibility that's going through in that show. love problem solving. That's why I enjoy doing redstone projects every once in a while. Solve all my problems. If only it was that easy. Never understood why moving to a new system is a good thing. I dread those times. Yeah. It's never something simple for moving to a new system. There are some good things, but at this rate, the bad drastically outweighs the good. That's silly that you're even needing to go that early with it. I'm sure there's good reasons. I heard a root break when they were pulling on the last one. They had to get really invasive to get it out. You weren't under? Wait a minute. We gotta take 2 steps back here. See, I went under. I was asleep when they took out my wisdom teeth. You were awake? I think I can iron out the bad things, right? To be fair, I'm watching this and playing Mario 3D Land. Exactly, see? Clack understands. No way, I was in the Navy. You don't get put under in the Navy to do those things. It was for the Navy. Or is that just like... Was it because you... Wait, was it for the Navy? I gotta know. That's crazy. Got a little tough cookie here. I knew he was already. You deserve a cookie for that, by the way. I'm sorry. Ugh, that must have been terrible. I mean, I know it was probably numbed, but still. We're of course doing it while getting into Core 4, which is crazy busy in itself. The chaos is just more chaos to see than normal. Declare floor unlocked. No, just time while I was in. Went in for a routine checkup and they said it's time. I love that. Oh, that must have been fun. You're like, oh, going in for a routine checkup. It's just a little quick dentist check, or I don't know what it was. It probably was a million different things. You know, just thought it was gonna be normal, and then like, yeah, we're gonna remove your wisdom teeth. It's time. Blah. Look at our past self. Our past self on this side of the mountain sucked. Had its good moments. Then we want to look at something like this. Then again, our past self made this, so we can't complain too much. I love flying through that. I got an idea. I also, since we, for those that don't know, I'm also working on just a small little mountain. on the server just to extend my hill a little bit on one of the sides. And I was practicing because I wasn't sure how I want to do the transition for the lower part. I now know how I want to transition the lower part. So a lot of this lower stuff is probably going to get covered over. Like, up to like a good amount. I mean, I'm going to try and use a good, like a lot of this, like all of this is such a harsh stop and up. I know how I want to transition it into the land now. And it'll probably, that's going to be a project in its own. Whilst on the other side, we have the ravine over here where it dips down into it a little bit. And I don't really have to worry about that. We'll just continue going down. It'll work great. Anyway. I went too far in my free cam. It breaks my chunks. We had to get a cleaning and checkup every year. I mean, that's fair. Okay, heading out now. Probably gonna stop to get some conditioner on the way home. Give me some. Please. My text her. I could use some as well. Watch for dummies on the road. They're everywhere. Hate typing on a phone. Donk, hello. How are you doing? I don't know how many M's declared or that I had today. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how many we had. Like check. Yeah, I'm still watching. You gotta check the message history. It was 5 M's today. Donk, I hope you're doing well though. It's good seeing you. Wondering, Big D. I mean, yes, I have. How is it? Heard about it today, and I want to go there. That didn't make any sense. LY. Can't type. It's not bad. It's very Dutch slash Amish oriented food, so heavy and good. Conk is sold. Now he's for sure sold. D-Clark's going. Tabs make a note of it. Is Tabs here? Hi, Tabs. I hope you're enjoying your lurk. Donk apparently needs you to make note of something. Doing schoolwork? Oh, I'm so proud she's doing her schoolwork. She's had a busy semester so far, though. Or I just haven't noticed how busy she usually gets. Maybe it's just the fact that all my friends have been busy here. They usually have been streaming.
Taps make a note to meet DC at Shady Maple. LOL.
Hey, why are you throwing 100 bits at me? I appreciate it. I got a message. I can't. Thanks for the 100 bits. Grudgingly. Yeah, so glad she'll be done with classroom after this. Is she? Exciting. Congrats to her. So she have to do like a internship or something? Is that what's next? I think that's like what's next for Hannah's sister. That's in who's in grad school is. Or are they just done? Is Tabs officially done? 6 months of field work, then a capstone project next fall. So much school stuff. I'm sure that'll be more fun than any classroom, though. They'll actually be doing what Tabs wants to do. Gift shop under the restaurant is also a cool place to see. And it has a gift shop. That's fun. What's Jessie's schedule this week? She didn't stream yesterday. Just sent a message out on, what is this, Saturday or Sunday? No, there's not much. Maybe this weekend. Meet us there. When you guys going? At the moment, I haven't even had a good time trying to plan any time seeing my family. I haven't seen them in months. Like I have like a few open weekends like where both me and Hannah finally have like a break between having consistent things going on. I asked them about this coming, or not this weekend, but the next weekend. They're busy. They're going to a Packer game. Next weekend, they're off in Vegas. I'm like, what the heck? I sent a message. I was like, "Have fun." I'd try to visit. So I planned out Thanksgiving plans or what I was able to do for Thanksgiving. It's fun trying to plan actually meeting someone in person. It's downright impossible. Anyway, though, with the planning of things and such that is coming up, we have game night this Friday. We're taking a look at Don't Starve Together once more after probably over a year break since we last played it. I'm excited. I finally like. I'm excited to start it again. Play it again. It's been long enough. I don't know if they've added new things. It'll be exciting. Love the game. Maybe we'll have some new people around that haven't played it before as well. When we were playing it a lot, and we played it a lot for game night early on, there was a point where I think we had 9 people at one point playing at one time with Don't Starve Together. It was crazy. I think it was the most people we've ever had, apart from maybe the one time we did Among Us. And I know Jessie joined in with that, and we had a few people from her community as well. I'd have to look back at that stream. That stream was fun. I didn't play Among Us much. I was just there talking with you guys. Don't Starve Together, that's the game. Hello, Alfie. How are you doing as well? The game is okay. I made it 6 days and figured out some basics. The game is tough. The game is tough, that's for sure. Is it crossplay? Don't start. I don't think so. I do not think it's crossplay. I played it once, but it was way too confusing. There's a lot you have to do in the first few days. Like, you probably have a 3-day grace period that you can, like, meander around in it, as long as you know how to make a fire and survive the night, which is a simple thing once you learn it. And you just kind of keep that in mind the entire time you're playing. And you just keep adding all of these things you have to keep in mind. I made fire and I was so excited. I can imagine D. Clark. There's a lot with it where it's like, why is this game so mean? And like, once you learn how to prevent some of the things that are going on, it's like, oh, well, then I just got to keep an eye on it, and then I'm good. But yes, for some odd reason, it doesn't give you any sort of tutorial. It just shoves you right into the game and you're dead. Most people will probably die the first night. Then after that, you might survive a little while if you are collecting food, a good amount of food. And then eventually you're going to get hunted down by some wargs, and if you're not prepared for that, you're dead.
Shady Maple. Check.
It's made note. Thanks for the bit tabs. Hope you're doing well. Then, if you get past the first wave of enemies that you might stumble upon, you gotta also just survive the simple world elements and realize that everything in the game is going to try and kill you, basically. As long as you do fine with all that stuff, then food will become a problem. And the only way you get past that is that you got to make this weird science machine, and then you got to make this crock pot to make better food in the game. And after that, it's like wintertime, and you got to survive winter, and nothing grows in the wintertime. So you got to find a way to get food in the wintertime. And then finally, near the end of winter, and probably after another round of like dogs coming after you, near the end of winter, there's gonna be a big boss that tries to destroy your base. And usually, right after that big boss is finally done destroying your base, or you have killed it somehow, because I don't know how you would have killed it if you didn't know about it and know how to prepare and fight it. If you somehow survive that, then there's going to be probably dogs coming after you right after, is my experience. So it's like back-to-back bad things. And if you survive all of that, it enters springtime. Things start growing again, and you're able to eat. But in the springtime, it rains all the time. And guess what? Rain is terrible. If you get... There's like... You'll see another percentage bar start going up, a new circle instead of health, food, and your sanity. Which sanity is a whole thing on its own. But... you'll have this little percentage thing going up whenever it rains, and if you aren't able to keep yourself dry enough, if you get 100% wet, essentially, it just makes your life terrible. Your sanity drops really fast. And spring really, I mean, if you're not prepared for it, you're a goner. It's a game of suffering and agony. It's a game of surviving. I don't know what you're on about. Big birdie ball things that flatten you. Yeah, the tall birds. Those are fun. There's reasons why I prefer Terraria. Terraria is so much fun as well. Clock the clock. That big boss is easy in Terraria. Oh, you bump up the difficulty in Terraria though. It's tough. It's still so much fun. Making a little visual motto of global citizenship right now. I'll tell you what that should be once I figure it out too. That'll have fun. So excited for Don't Starve Together. I need to practice. You don't need to practice. You'll be fine. It's like riding a bike. Solo World that I also have a server access for if you want some practice too. Is it one life kind of world, or just keep going? Our world, Alfie? Or are you asking tabs? You're probably asking tabs. Usually our world, it's not a one life thing. Usually I put it on the easier mode where you can respawn. Tweak my own settings because I don't die from extreme cold or hot, but drop to a lot of health from it. I'm just gonna hibernate during the winter then. That's basically what we do. We spend a lot of time at base. And there's ways you can get food. Relax/endless, yeah, where you can respawn at the portal. Which is usually what I do for game night, just because we usually have newer players that end up dying a lot. In expert mode on Terraria, I am pre-plant Terra. It's tough. I think I don't know the Terraria modes too much, like off the top of my head, but I think we were doing expert mode. I was doing a playthrough of it with a few friends. So whatever the next bump up of difficulty is, which I think is expert mode, we did that and we got all the way to the Moon Lord, like the very final boss. We got into it. And we were just tired of playing the game. We probably would have eventually been able to kill it, but we had like a full-on arena in our world where we would fight bosses. But playing Terra was a tough one for us as well. I've always found her to be tough. Last time I died, I was so far away that I died twice trying to get back to my stuff. Gave up and shut it off. Yep. Sounds about right. It's more fun for me when I have to be concerned about my hot/cold, not life/death concern for it. Even though I can't die from winter or summer weather, I'll be one shot for anything if it does regular. Ah, that's fair. That is fair. It's like, yeah, you do survive, but it's like, yeah, like a stick hits you and you're dead. With a ranger class, yeah, not for me. I always prefer more of a melee or melee weapon. In any game. It's tough in the beginning. I feel like I will always be in the beginning. We'll keep you alive, D. Clark. The only thing I can't do for you is keep an eye on your sanity and hunger. If you're not able to keep an eye on your sanity and your hunger on your own, I can't help you. You can tell me about it and I can help you, but I can't physically see those numbers. Or your health even, but health is, I mean, it's important, but it's not something that'll affect any of your other stuff. Like, you're gonna have low health and be just fine. My favorite class is mage. Really? I always try and do mage stuff in games, but I always end up defaulting back to melee stuff. It always feels like the right, just feels better to me. Is that a mob? It is. Huh. Interesting. I think even in Terraria, I tried to do a mage run, and it just didn't go well. I tried. Where's the sanity? I know the health is always low and the hunger is okay. I can eat everything I can. That's your problem. You gotta be careful what you eat as well, D. Clark. You can't just go around eating all the mushrooms. Your sanity is the little brain thing that is probably extremely low. If you tell Thad you're struggling, he says, that sucks, and then takes Lana to sacrifice her to some spiders. Okay. First off, Lana was doing very well in Don't Starve Together. Her problem is that she never paid attention to her hunger, and she always starved. I force fed Lana in Don't Starve multiple times to try and save her. It was the times I wasn't near her. She died. She was also a fighting character. She needed to use the strength of. If she did more fighting with her character, she would be doing fine because every time she kills something, she gains health. Arrow to Redcap won and I died. I'll do it. Ichitaro. Mods can help you know exactly what your health, hunger, sanity, temperatures are, etc. Yeah, there is a mod to show you what all of the food items will do to you. Like how much hunger or how much health they'll do, or how much sanity damage, or how much it'll help your sanity. There's a lot to the game. I mean, it's not an easy game. By any means. You can make it easier, but you still have to keep an eye on stuff. It's a lot of maintaining. But I enjoy it. I don't know. It's been a while since we played it, you know? It's time. That's the one. You always enjoy watching others suffer, Thad. There's no winning here, D. Clark, okay? There'll be times where I overstep on people's boundaries, or if I help them too much, they'll never learn. I gotta let people learn, okay? You learn from your mistakes. As I did. No, I'll do everything in my power to make sure we, as a team, are able to survive through the seasons. Okay, Tad. I hear you laugh when we die. Don't know what you're on about. It's just a game. I do gotta say, I think Wormtown might be coming back up into the rotation of games as well for game night. I keep seeing it on my Steam library, and oh, it's calling my name. Exactly. Throw another quarter in and go again. Yeah. Wormtown, right? I love Wormtown. It's such a fun, silly game. But that one might be next month's. Might. What about Supermarket Together? I'll be honest, I didn't enjoy it. We could do a different simulator one. That one, I didn't get into it. I tried. To be fair, it was like after a long day. But possibly. There's a lot of those simulator games tabs, and they're all like a little bit different. You thought it was fun? You were always buying things. Wormtown is a lot of fun to play. It is a lot of fun, but it's free. A lot of those are tabs. Like me, Lige, Laura, and Hannah played through one of them. It was, we did a fast food one. It was free. And it's so much to it. It was really funny because it's like we had to actually like break up into teams and like really process it all. Yeah, now Demon Kitten sounds good there. You have a good night. I hope you got some good rest. I know you said you weren't sleeping too well. So get some good rest there. I hope you start sleeping better. Anyway, you have a good night. Simulator. Well, we really need to play Sea of Thieves. I'd love to. Sea of Thieves is a blast. I saw a TikTok here recently where someone apparently figured out a way to airstrike. A manual airstrike on someone's ship. They were able, I don't know what it was, they had like this hook gun or something. It was a new thing. I don't know. They hooked gun uh, what is it? A keg, a gunpowder keg. They hooked that, jumped into a cannon, shot themselves out of the cannon, and then I'm assuming it's like a little bit of a bug by the looks of it. And they somehow were able to shoot, they like hooked it, shot themselves out of a cannon, and then they were able to hold on to the keg and drop it down onto a boat. And they're way up in the sky. They did an aerial strike on a ship. It was crazy. I loved it. And hello there, Succulent. What a interesting name. I hope you're doing well. Hope you're having an alright day. I love spending other people's money. It's great. Sea of Thieves does have crossplay. It does, but that's not a game night one. This is too few players. Unless Sea of Thieves somehow added a way you could have like 8 players. Yeah, I don't know. I know we could do private servers nowadays. Or at least be on a private world, but I don't know if you can have multiple boats on a private world. Even then, it wouldn't be the same. They're from Tan Stream. I know Tan. I know Tanisha. She's that crazy blonde lady. I'm joking. I know. Joking. Nobody said who's Tan? I don't know. Some blue beanie wear. Doesn't actually wear blue beanies anymore. Imagine having a big enough boat for 8. Would be very fun, right? Even then, it's like the Galleon. It could handle 8 players. It would be very overpowered. But, like, why not? what's the problem with that? Oh, it would be fun. Just make the boat even harder to use. Make a bigger boat that that would be 8 for 8 players and be fun. Oh, love Sea of Thieves. I have a lot of games I enjoy. Then again, here we are. Play some blacks. You were enjoying Sea of Thieves, right, Donk? I believe we got you into that one. See, the biggest problem Sea of Thieves had for a while was there was a lot of players that all they would do was kill other players, which is fine. It's a pirate game. It's like, you can understand it, but it just ruins another person's day if all they're doing is not trying to, like, have this very intense battle. And it's like no way of winning, and they eventually just allowed people to go on private servers where it was just you versus the world. But yeah, it's when I played Sea of Thieves, not when it first came out, but it was like right before it got popular, or right around that time, where there was a little bit of a rise in player base on it, and nobody was very good at PvP in it, essentially. So it all was fun. It was like, it was an even match usually in battles. It's like, oh, I could win this, or I might lose it. And it was so fun in those times. Where it's like you go to one of the main things on a map, like a fort, where everyone knows if that knows where that fort is and everyone knows about it. It's like if you go there, you're obviously just asking for players to also maybe attack you. And you just know that when you're there, when you're doing the forts and the waves of the skeletons over and over. It's like you're always looking over your shoulder, making sure you're not seeing any enemy boats coming at you. And that was fun. Because it's like, oh my goodness, there's actually a player coming towards us. We gotta get ready, get on our boat, and defend, essentially. And we had an amazing night one time, me and my crew. I think it was it was one of my brothers. It was only me and him, and we did a fort. And my goodness, we were in just a sloop. Our sloop was riddled with cannon holes. You couldn't have put any more holes into the thing. It was such a fun time. It was just by, like, every time we tried to, like, leave an island, we would have a megalodon on us. It's like we had 8 megalodons. It was crazy. First time 4+ people are running into each other, bailing water out. That one little boat, friendship would be ruined. It would be. Absolutely. Sea of Thieves was fun. Okay, good. Sorry, it's getting too baggy. Too laggy. I think I have to go by. Sounds good there, Clock O'Clock. You have a good rest of your night. Appreciate you hanging out. You have a good rest of your night. How are you doing there, Succulent? Hope your night is going well. Um, Need to reshape this just a little bit. I won't be going for too much longer. Just a short stream for me tonight. I almost didn't stream. I said screw it. We'll do something relaxing and just have a few conversations. Well, you know, it's been going good so far. It's a little bit better. I love molding things out of thin air whenever I work on this. Just seeing shapes come to life. It's fun. I'm heading to bed. Sounds good there, Alfie. You have a good night. I appreciate you hanging out as well. I'm glad you're heading to bed. You know, 12 o'clock, it's like an early bedtime for you. You have a good night. Appreciate you hanging out as always. Oh, Oscar isn't here. Donk, Tabs. Did either of you ever play that Parks game? I feel like you did, Donk. Or maybe Tabs did. We played Parks last night, and I think we have officially found the correct way to score at the end of the game. We were so far off. We still broke like the 50 on the board that it like allows you to like slowly tab up at the end of the game. I think Hannah won it with 66 and I had 65. And the board only goes up to 50 for trying to track it. But I think we finally played the game where correctly. Or near correctly. I think there was one thing where we were still a little bit uncertain on. But it's fine. Had fun. Hannah's sister and brother-in-law had come over. And apparently I had done far too much cleaning beforehand. I don't know. I just invite in my mind. When you invite people over, you always gotta clean. Apparently, I did too much. I blame Cinnamon. She had, from her litter box, she had some of her litter just tracked a little bit outside of it. I was like, dang it! What the heck, Cinnamon? You're making a mess. So I started with cleaning that up, and then I was like, oh, I'm just gonna keep going. You know, I vacuumed, I dusted, I cleaned up the kitchen, cleaned the bathroom up, mopped the floors. Maybe I did a little too much. It was right when I got home, so I was still standing from my day. If I had sat down, none of it would have been done. So, yeah, either I do it all in one go or none of it gets done. It's kind of how I went about it. It's usually how I do those sorts of things. D. Clark, did you ever finish? Did you ever watch the Rings of Power season? I know you had said you were waiting. I really enjoyed it from start to finish. The second season so far. There's a few moments I didn't like, but that's besides the point. Nothing that's perfect. I thought it was better overall. I watched it all like a couple weeks ago. What did you think, Deadeye? I mean, there's like a few scenes in it where it's like, oh, come on. And then there was other moments where it's like, oh, this is kind of good. I'm excited to watch the next one. Not yet. I need to do that soon. I thought it was a lot better than the first season. And I liked the first season. Most of it, again. But I still like. I enjoy being in that world is the main thing. What did you think, Denai? Without giving away too much, since D. Clark hasn't seen it, hasn't watched yet. CGI and costume design was awful. I think I gotta agree with you. The costume design stuff. There's a few things that they've done with some of the costume designs, and it's not even for like some of the main characters, yes, but it's some of like the background people, just like the common folk. It's just not it's not what I'm used to seeing, and it just doesn't feel right. But I can see that. But it's more just for like the background people. Wow, you're taking two punches at it though. I liked it. Overall, I liked it. It was better than the first season, and a bit. They didn't follow. I don't want to say too much. I don't want to say too much. I still think they were spread thin with how much time they had like on screen. There was they have too many storylines going on and it felt spread thin. I don't like some of the characters, and some of the actors just don't seem like a good fit to me. Oh, it's fair. It's fair. Was it entertaining though? Well, that's good. Glad you still found it entertaining. There's a lot of I think the show after this season, I don't see there's just been so much hate on it overall. And it's just like blind hate towards it. But I think after this season there's been less of that. Um like I've seen some edits of stuff that happened in it, and it's like I'll go look at the comments just out of curiosity. I'm like, are people still hating on this as much? And I see less. But I think their biggest problem was just it's like even with like the first season and throughout the second one, there's just too many storylines going on at one time without enough screen time. And then maybe it's just me who enjoys the details with stuff. Like I want the details. I don't want a single scene to just be a minute or so. I think every show I've been watching for a while, it always feels like things move so fast. And when things move slow, and stuff, people don't like it. It's like I want the details. That's just me as a person. I'm a patient person. Everyone has their opinions. That's for sure. I can agree. I can agree with the costume designs. I don't understand what they're doing with that sometimes. They I think they're trying a different approach with it, and it's not going well. Some of them are good. I won't deny it. Yeah, some of the costumes and the things they've chosen were good, but other things it's like that doesn't seem right. But you know, as with the how it ended with the last season and this one gave a lot more promise than the previous ending, the last one. Had a lot of promise in the beginning when this idea first was coming around, and like seeing some of the previews, there was a lot of hope with it. I think people overestimate stuff nowadays. I think with this end of the second season, I can see the hope again. What I find funny with the first season is that people criticize the writing, but they didn't criticize what I thought with the writing. Some people did. Some people that I think actually watched it were in agreement with some of it. But there's points in the first season. It was like the fact that that little like necromant like weird sword thing that opened up the floodgates at the end of the first season that then erupted the volcano. I thought the fact that that was like a little key thing, and then that it was like then juked at the very end. I thought that was silly. It was such a cliche thing that I like saw coming from a million miles away. It was so foolish. It should have been why even need the key? Why not just break down the dam like the Ents did in Isengard? didn't have to have the sword key thing. Like, that was the only thing that was gonna cause that to happen. No, it was a cliche thing, and then the fact that they used like a diversion thing, it was silly. My promises. Anyway, moving on. Talked about that one too much. Sorry. That was one of those things from that season that just bothered me. Still enjoyed being in that Tolkien's world much more on screen. I am interested if they'll do what they did in the books to Celebrimbor. They kind of let it up to be what they plan, like what happens in the books. I don't want to say if you don't know. It's a terrible, terrible ending. But we haven't seen it yet, and I'm very curious if they actually do it. I hope they do, because it's kind of gruesome. Anyway, haven't read the books? Okay. So far with how the season ended, it kind of feels like they will, but I'm just not sure because it's a little gruesome. Like the entire process behind it. You don't know how to read, that's fair. That's fine. It's fine. That sort of stuff that Tolkien wrote with all that first and second age stuff is crazy hard to understand. Such very heavy in detail. And the vocab is different. Anyway, I'm gonna wrap up here. We got 2 shulkers of stone placed today, so something. Oh, I think I told you guys, but I set up an auto crafter for my honey blocks. I think I told you guys though. I said I wanted to, but I wasn't sure if I had to like reconstruct a lot of my system. I didn't have to reconstruct a lot of system. All I did was add another auto sorter to it to pick out the honey bottles, and then the honey bottles go into a crafter, and then the crafter sends the honey bottles and the honey block. I was right. The honey block just back through the entire hopper chain. So then it runs back over the sorters, which then the sorters take out the empty bottles and send them up into the minecart, which puts them back in the droppers, and then the honey block gets put up into here. Then one less thing I need to do in my world, although I need to just expand that storage. Anyway, anyhoozle. Oh, the Wandering Trader's still here. Cookies! Dang it! We almost went a stream without it. I think even Friday's stream, D. Clark redeemed cookies. One of the things for me that I don't go in the high exception... Wait, what? It's for me is that I don't go in with high expectation, there we go, of any movie/series, so I'm really disappointed. That's a good way to approach it, and I mean, it's at the same time, it's like okay to expect to want something good, but I don't think people criticize things far too much down to the crazy amount of things. It's like, but can't you enjoy what you had? Like, can't you understand that this is still something? Like, it's still decent. Yes, in that you did. You did redeem cookies. But anyway, moving on. I'm right there with you. It's like I want good things from it, but I'm not gonna criticize the heck out of it when it doesn't deliver every last little thing. It's impossible. Nothing is perfect. But anyway, we gotta find someone to raid, huh? Do stick around. We'll be raiding out as always. We'll find someone fun. Ooh, Melly's 5. We'll go say hi to Melly. We haven't said hello to them in a little bit. They're a lovely streamer. Yes, one person's good as another. Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Doc. I appreciate the help there. Do grab the raid message. Grab the first one if you're subbed. Grab the second one if you're not. That's all right by me. I just appreciate it when we do have a raid message. The Deadeye! Calm down. Gotten to over 1,000,000 stone. You need to eat over 1,000,000 cookies. We're nearing 20,000 cookies, I think. In case anyone missed the second raid message. There it is, if you need it. Otherwise, we'll be going and saying hi to Melly. I'll be live hopefully this coming Thursday, 5 p.m. Central, or maybe before then. I don't know. It's whatever I'm feeling. 1 cookie per stone. No, please. Need more. But anyway, I appreciate anyone hanging out with me tonight. Please do grab the raid message, as I said. I appreciate it so much when people do. And y'all have a lovely night. Appreciate anyone hanging out. Appreciate any bits, resubs, follows. I don't think we had a follow, but you get the point. Thank you for hanging out with me.